Cedric, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for being here today. It seems like only a few months ago we were here and there was another packed crowd. There was an overflow room, but this truly is a great exercise in democracy. As I was walking in, there were people that were upset that they were turned away, that there wasn't enough room in here. So this is just wonderful, the engagement of the entire community. Last time that I was here, I talked a little bit about my background and how my background and experience colors my perspective and my approach to different issues in the city. Today I'd like to talk about the different principles that I'll apply in every decision that I'll make at City Hall. Now, in every plan that I propose and in every decision that I make at City Hall, I'm going to be guided by three principles. First, I'm going to be guided by the principle that we must build off of all of our strengths. Second, we have to build in a way that's inclusive of the entire community. And last, we're going to rebuild trust in all of city government. So first, building off of our strengths. We have no shortage of them, and we have a lot to be optimistic about here in Providence. Now, we have our working waterfront, a 40-foot channel, one of only 2 deep water ports in all of New England. We have our arts and culture here in the city. We have such talented young people that unfortunately graduate each year and leave the city and leave the state. But we can reverse the brain drain and retain them. And that's without talking about the great diversity, the great architecture, and the great quality of life that we have here in Providence. So we're going to build off of our strengths. We're also going to build in a way that's inclusive of the entire community. And those conversations have to revolve around our schools and also around public safety. And last, we're going to rebuild trust in city government because honest leadership matters, and that's what this campaign is about. Honest leadership for a new direction. I look forward to continuing the conversation and earning your vote.
Thank you. Mr. Cianci.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the League of Women Voters and Rochambeau for hosting this forum this evening. Let me start off by saying I believe a mayor has 5 things to do, and if he does them well, the city prospers. Number 1, a mayor has to ensure that the safety of the citizens is paramount. That's the first job of a mayor, making sure the streets are safe, the children are safe, on the way to school or back from school. Number 2, a mayor has to ensure that an education system is conducive to good learning and it needs to be improved. Number 3, a job. People have to have a job in order to pay the taxes, especially the high ones we have in the city of Providence. And then, of course, we have to have neighborhoods that work and are safe and that have affordable housing. And the 5th thing that the mayor does is try to establish an atmosphere of arts and culture and economic development that really works for a city and a community. I was there before, and we raised the self-esteem of the city to heights that they never thought they could achieve. We did wonderful things like making sure that we embraced historic preservation, made sure that we embraced the arts, made sure we did all those things. There's a difference in this campaign. My worthy opponent, Mr. Elorza, and also Dr. Harrop, come from 2 different perspectives. One wants to bankrupt the city, or not, he didn't bankrupt it. He wants to put the city in receivership. I don't think the city is ready for that yet, because I think house values on the east side here and every place else would go down dramatically. Mr. Elorza has some good ideas, but I don't think the vision is there or the implementation is there with his ideas. I think I've done it. I think I've been there. As I say on the radio, I bought the T-shirt. This is a city that has a lot of strengths, great university community, a great diversity of population. And it has a city that really wants to help the citizens want to help this city come alive again. And I think it can. We've had a decade of decline. We haven't had great economic development. We've had a depleted police force. And it's a story of the city, a mother who really is afraid to vote at night to take her garbage out because she got mugged. And in addition to that, we will always decide what's best for the city by the people of the city of Providence and not by a selected few who want to control the city.
Thank you. Mr. Harrop.
Well, thank you once again for having us here. We were here a number of months ago as well for an interesting debate. I particularly have to thank Joan, who has suffered through us on numerous events at this particular time. And please thank her at the end with a nice round of applause. Providence is looking to restore jobs and its educational system. It is looking for an ethical and experienced administrator to serve as mayor. I and my fellow Republicans have been presenting for the last few months a radical, but not a reckless plan to restore Providence, especially its finances. You'll hear lots of interesting plans tonight, and many of them are very good. But be careful to ask, and where will the money come from? Because we don't have much money left. We believe Providence is insolvent. We have laid off 100 police. We have cut ambulance runs. The city administration school department says that our schools are not warm, safe, and dry. City council president calls the schools appalling. So that's how the Democrats view our schools. We need $1 billion to bring our schools up to 19th century standards, where the roofs don't leak and the windows open and close and the toilets work. We need $2 billion for our pension fund. Providence has become the little old man sitting in his cold apartment with 3 sweaters, eating cat food and suffering chest pain because they can't buy their heart pills. We have no money. And this week we learned there's a $24 million gap in next year's city budget. Providence needs to proceed expeditiously through a receivership process to reestablish financial stability so we can support our libraries and other plans that you will hear tonight.